The Sierra Nevada is more than just a scenic backdrop, it's a force of nature that shapes the destiny of everything in its shadow. For millions of people and countless ecosystems, it's a lifeline, providing the water that sustains life across the region. Each winter its snowpack acts as a vast natural reservoir, storing billions of gallons of water high above the valleys. As spring arrives, this frozen bounty melts, trickling down to feed rivers, lakes and cities like Reno, ensuring crops grow, taps flow, and wildlife thrives. But this delicate natural cycle can turn dangerous in an instant, transforming from a gentle flow to a raging torrent. When the snow melts too quickly, the mountains unleash torrents of water that the land simply can't absorb, overwhelming rivers and flooding fields. This year, 2025, the Sierra is facing a perfect storm. A record-breaking snowpack is melting at breakneck speed under the relentless heat of an early, intense heat wave. Instead of a gentle, life-giving thaw, rivers are raging, banks are overflowing, and the risk of disaster is rising with every passing day. The Sierra's breathtaking beauty hides a raw, unpredictable power, one that can shift from serene to savage without warning. Down below, communities are on edge, bracing for the consequences as they watch water levels creep ever higher, preparing sandbags and emergency plans. The difference between a blessing and a catastrophe is often just a matter of timing. A few days of heat can tip the balance. This rapid melt is setting the stage for one of nature's most destructive forces, mudslides, which can sweep away everything in their path in seconds. The very snow that sustains life and paints the mountains green can also threaten it, turning hillsides into rivers of mud and debris. For those living in the Sierra's shadow, survival means respecting the wild, staying vigilant, and being ready for the worst that nature can deliver. The annual snowmelt is always a drama, but this year, the script has become a crisis, one that's unfolding in real time. The mountains are transforming before our eyes, shifting from life-givers to unpredictable threats, their dual nature on full display. Understanding this delicate balance between abundance and disaster is the first step to survival for both people and the land. As the snowpack vanishes, the danger only grows, with rivers swelling and the ground becoming ever more unstable. The Sierra's immense power is now on full display, and the city of Reno finds itself directly in its path, facing an uncertain future. The story of this year's melt is just beginning, and its outcome will be written by the forces of nature and by how we respond. Snowmelt begins with the gentle touch of the sun and the arrival of warm air, as winter's icy grip slowly loosens its hold on the mountains. The snow, which has been quietly accumulating for months, now transforms, turning winter's frozen bounty into flowing water that will soon journey down the slopes. In a typical year, this process is gradual. A slow, steady thaw allows water to seep deep into the ground, replenishing underground aquifers and filling rivers at a safe, manageable pace. But sometimes, nature throws a curveball. A sudden heat wave, like the one seen this year, can cause the snowpack to collapse all at once, releasing vast amounts of water in a matter of days. The ground, still frozen from winter or already saturated from earlier melts, simply can't absorb this sudden deluge. Water pools on the surface, searching for any path downhill. As gravity takes over, water rushes down the mountainsides, picking up soil, rocks, and debris along the way, turning clear meltwater into a muddy torrent. It's no longer just water, it's a heavy, destructive slurry, capable of moving boulders and uprooting trees in its path. The mountain's stability, built up over months of cold, can be lost in mere minutes as the ground gives way. Imagine dumping a bucket of water on a sandcastle. Pour it slowly, and the sand absorbs it safely. Pour it quickly, and the whole structure collapses in an instant. Right now, the Sierra is experiencing the fast, catastrophic version, where water moves too quickly for the land to cope. Every drop adds momentum, stripping away precious soil, gathering branches and sweeping up anything in its path as it barrels downhill. This is how a mudslide is born, a sudden, unstoppable river of rock, mud, and debris that can reshape entire landscapes in minutes. The speed of the thaw is the difference between safety and chaos, between a gentle spring and a destructive disaster. When nature's pace is forced, the consequences are immediate and often devastating, leaving little time for communities to react. The mountain, once a symbol of strength, mobilizes against itself, and the threat grows with every passing hour as the mudslide expands. It all starts with a single drop of melting snow, but can end with a force powerful enough to reshape the land, alter rivers, and change the face of the Sierra Nevada for years to come. A mudslide isn't just muddy water, it's a churning, unstoppable river of earth, rocks, and debris, all mixed together and surging downhill with incredible force. It's nature's way of showing just how powerful gravity and water can be when they work together. Imagine wet concrete barreling down a mountainside, smashing through trees, boulders, and anything else in its path. The mixture is so thick and heavy that it can uproot trees, destroy roads, and even sweep away entire buildings in seconds. Steep slopes, loose soil, and a sudden surge of water, often from heavy rain or rapid snowmelt, are the perfect recipe for disaster. When these conditions combine, the ground can no longer hold itself together. Wildfire scars make things even worse. After a fire, the soil loses its stability, and the roots that once held the hillside together are gone. This leaves the land primed to slide at the first sign of heavy rain. When water saturates the ground, the friction that holds soil and rocks in place disappears. Gravity takes over, and the hillside can suddenly give way, turning solid earth into a flowing mass. The hillside liquefies and collapses, accelerating as it picks up more debris. Rocks, trees, and even pieces of roads or houses. The more it gathers, the more destructive it becomes. Mudslides can move much faster than you might expect, sometimes racing downhill at over 35 miles per hour. That's faster than most people can run, leaving little time to react. The sound is a terrifying roar, like a freight train or thunder rolling down the mountain. It's a warning that disaster is seconds away. There's often no time to escape once a mudslide starts. The speed and unpredictability make it extremely dangerous for anyone in its path. The flow's weight and speed turn it into a battering ram of earth and water, smashing through fences, walls, and anything else that stands in its way. Anything in its path is at risk. Homes, cars, even bridges can be swept away or buried under tons of mud and debris. The destruction left behind can take years to repair. Understanding the sheer power of a mudslide is key to survival. Knowing the warning signs and acting quickly can make all the difference. You can't fight a mudslide, you can only get out of its way. Evacuation is the only safe option when a mudslide threatens. Respect the warning signs, listen to local alerts, and act fast. Emergency responders are trained to help, but your quick decision can save your life. In the face of a mudslide, hesitation can be fatal. When you see the signs, don't wait, move to safety immediately. Outside Reno, the crisis is unfolding in real time. Record snowpack is melting all at once, overwhelming creeks and canyons. What were dry channels are now raging torrents of mud and debris. Emergency reports flood in. Slides are already threatening neighborhoods. Entire trees are swept along, and homes sit directly in the path. Many houses are built on ancient mudslide deposits, prime real estate with a dangerous history. The mountain follows its old roots, regardless of what's in the way. Officials scramble to predict the next slide, but the scale is overwhelming. For every channel they monitor, another could break loose. It's a desperate race against nature's clock. The city is on edge, bracing for what comes next. The mountain is moving, and time is running out. For Reno's residents, this is more than a news story. It's a personal crisis. The Miller family woke to a roar and saw mud creeping toward their home, forcing a midnight evacuation. Dave, a retired firefighter, spent hours filling sandbags, feeling helpless as the slurry poured from the canyon. The psychological toll is mounting. Schools are closed, families are in shelters, and anxiety is everywhere. Every siren and helicopter brings new fear. Local businesses suffer as roads close and tourism halts. Some neighborhoods are cut off, supplies running low. The mudslide threat is paralyzing the community. Behind every headline are real people fighting for their homes and peace of mind. The struggle is immediate, and the stakes are high. This crisis isn't a fluke, it's part of a dangerous trend. Weather is swinging between drought and deluge, priming the land for disaster. Climate change is the amplifier, fueling bigger snowpacks and hotter, earlier melts. Wildfires strip hillsides bare, making them even more vulnerable. When rain or rapid melt hits, the ground can't absorb it. Mudslides are inevitable. It's a vicious cycle. Drought leads to fire, Fire leads to unstable slopes, and extreme weather triggers slides. Each stage is getting worse as the climate changes. For cities like Reno, this isn't a one-time emergency, it's the new normal. Adapting to this reality is essential. The mountains are more volatile than ever. Surviving means preparing for a future where extremes are the rule, not the exception. Reno isn't standing still. Defenses are going up fast. Debris basins and retention ponds are being cleared to catch slides before they reach homes. High-tech warning systems use sensors and computer models to predict danger zones. Targeted evacuation alerts give people precious time to escape. Community preparedness is key. Residents are learning the warning signs and making evacuation plans. Town halls and door-to-door campaigns spread vital information. City planners are rethinking where and how to build. Avoiding known danger zones, restoring vegetation and building stronger barriers are part of the long-term strategy. The fight is on every front, from engineering to education. Survival depends on readiness, vigilance, and smart planning. If you live in a mudslide zone, preparation is your best defense. Know your risk, check maps and ask local officials. Have an evacuation plan with at least 2 routes to safety. Keep a go bag ready. Water, food, first aid, flashlight, radio, medications, and documents. Practice your plan. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Watch for warning signs, sudden changes in creek water, rumbling sounds, tilting trees, or new ground cracks. If you see danger, evacuate immediately. Don't wait for an official alert. If caught in a slide, move sideways to higher ground, not downhill. If escape isn't possible, shelter behind something sturdy and protect your head. Quick thinking and decisive action save lives. Stay alert, act fast, and never underestimate the mountain. Preparation turns panic into survival. Knowledge is your shield. In a mudslide, every second counts. Amid chaos, Reno's resilience shines. Neighbors fill sandbags, strangers offer shelter, and volunteers flock to help. The mountain is a source of both risk and strength. This crisis is forging a stronger community bond. The danger will pass, but the lessons will last. Rebuilding will be tough, but the city will emerge wiser and better prepared. The spirit of Reno is unbreakable. Survival is about more than enduring the mudslides. It's about adapting and thriving. Together, the community faces the mountain's fury with courage and unity. That's a force no disaster can defeat.